Hey there, singers. So, as a singer, you need to remember that your instrument is your entire body, but that what actually makes the tone are these two little tiny vocal cords. And these two little tiny vocal cords need care. Okay. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you 5 essential tips to keep your voice healthy so that you can always keep performing at your best. So let's get started. Number 1, the first thing that you have to make sure that you're doing all the time is staying hydrated. Okay. I know you need to drink lots and lots of water, and some people hate water, and that's a thing. But the thing is that in order for your vocal cords to work properly, vibrate properly, there has to be moisture in your throat. So you've got to make sure that you're staying hydrated. If you don't really like water, sometimes people say that drinking water actually makes them feel more dry. You could drink coconut water with a little flavor in it, like another fruit flavor, like pineapple or mango or something. Coconut water tends to have really great hydrating properties, and that can really, really help you. Okay. But no matter what, make sure that you're hydrating when you're not singing. And then also make sure that you have your water bottle with you while you're singing, while you're practicing, so that you can continue to hydrate. And the whole idea about staying hydrated also means that you want to avoid foods and other drinks that are normally drying. So, for instance, caffeine is a drying agent. Okay, so you don't want to be drinking a lot of coffee with caffeine. You don't want to be eating a lot of chocolate that has caffeine around the time that you're singing, because that's just going to dry you out. Okay, and something else along this hydrating idea is that consider putting a humidifier in your practice space. Put a humidifier in your bedroom so that you're always getting that hydration in your system, even when you're not singing. Okay. The second thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that every time you practice, every time you perform, you are warming up and cooling down. Okay. So we all know about warming up, right? Okay. If you are an athlete or you exercise or whatever, they always say you need to stretch first. Warming up is just as important for singers as it is for athletes, because after all, we are athletes as singers, right? And so what you need to do is you need to get your breath moving, get your vocal cords vibrating. You've got to get your support underneath you. You've got to find the focus of the tone. Everything that you do in your warm-up session is not just about stretching it out, okay? But it is also about showing your voice or getting your voice to behave the way that it needs to behave when you're singing a repertoire. All right. So make sure that you're doing a really good, mindful, effective warm up routine. But the other thing that you need to do is you need to cool down after you've been singing. Okay. That when you have been singing, you've got to make sure that, you might be feeling like your voice is fatigued or tired and you just want to stop. But the thing is that you want to think about cooling down, just like stretching after a workout, right? It helps prevent strains and keeps your voice limber. So what you want to do is that you want to balance everything, get everything back down and relaxed. Sometimes when you're singing a lot, your larynx lifts up. So when you're cooling down, this is an opportunity for you to get your larynx back down in a nice relaxed position. Okay, so just do very easy, gentle exercises from like the upper middle part of your range down to the lower part of your range so that you're bringing everything back down. Okay, so warm up and cool down. It'll help. Okay. Number 3, something that you want to do is you want to make sure that you are resting your voice. Okay? Rest your voice. Schedule days in your week that you don't use your voice. Okay? If you are singing at full capacity every single day, it can tire you out. Okay. Not to mention if you're talking all day, like maybe you're a teacher and you have been using your voice all day talking to students. That's exhausting. And your voice needs a rest. So maybe once every 5 days or 6 days or whatever, you are actually taking a rest and just nurturing your voice with self-care. Okay. Number 4 sort of goes into what I was saying, expands upon what I was saying in the first tip. But what you want to do is you want to avoid caffeine and alcohol. Okay. Certainly on the days that you are singing, you do not want to be ingesting caffeine or alcohol before you sing, because again, these things dry out your voice. And in drying out your voice, that's one of the worst things that you can do is sing on a dehydrated vocal cord. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're not using caffeine or alcohol on the days that you sing. But of course, if you want to use alcohol and caffeine on non-performance days, go right ahead if you are of age for the alcohol part. Okay. And finally, the 5th tip for protecting your voice is know your technique. Okay. Something that I say to my students all the time is that technique will set you free. Okay. You've got to make sure that you are always using good technique, because good technique protects your voice. All right. So you've got to, if you are unsure about your voice and the technical aspects of your voice, find a voice teacher or find a vocal coach. If you're noticing some strain, that is something that needs to be addressed, because you should never have strain when you are singing. Okay. So you can either use a coach or a teacher to help you through that, or, try to analyze it yourself to see, okay, why is that strain coming in? Is it that my breath support is not underneath me? Am I not supporting the way that I need to? Are my vowels not focused where they need to be? Am I not using enough air? Am I using too much air? Whatever it is, am I creating tension in my jaw or in my tongue? Whatever it is, these are technical things that absolutely can help keep your voice healthy so that you have more longevity in your practice sessions and in your career. Okay. So keeping your voice healthy means that you can keep doing what you love, and that is to sing, right? Okay, take these tips and you can add your own too. And let me know if you have any great vocal health tips that you use that has really changed the way that you sing and the way that you think about your voice. Okay. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because I'm giving tips like this every single week. All right. So stay the course, practice, and stay healthy.